Hello and welcome to Thursday. It's been quite not great weather the past couple of days. It's been storming out, raining. It's still raining. It's gonna be raining all weekend, and while the temperature is nice, the weather isn't. So it's been kind of nailing my plans. We have the elliptical downstairs, and I could be using that, but things in the basement only just got better the other day, which I'll talk more about in the future. But hey, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're actually talking about one of my favorite things to drink. Nothing on the shelf behind me, but in fact, the joys of plain old water. Now, we've had a little bit of water bottle saga the past little bit, but after getting this one, it's been great. I've kind of been off of, well, since the start of I want to say February 2020 ish. It was the last time I had a cup of coffee. For some reason, it just wasn't agreeing with my stomach. I was getting a lot of stomach pain. I thought it had to do with the dairy or something, or if it was just coffee in general. So I decided to quit cold turkey. It wasn't too big of a deal, because next month, life kind of changed, so I didn't really need coffee. I happened to be starting work at that time, so kind of sucked, but it was only for a couple days, so that was fine. But yeah, I quit coffee back in 2020, early 2020, and it's almost coming up on 3 years. Uh, After that, in May of that year, I kind of made the promise to myself that I would only be drinking water and a drink if it contained alcohol. That was my limit. And since then, I've done pretty good. I've had maybe 2 glasses of orange juice, and that's about it. I've tried sips of other people's drinks, maybe some teas or some other beverages, but for the most part, a drink in my hand, if it's not one that's alcohol based, it's always water. And that's kind of getting to me. Uh, while I still love drinking water and I go through uh how much is in a gallon? 128 ounces. Uh and this is what, 24, I think. Yes, 24 ounces. It says right there. Um I probably drink maybe at least half a gallon a day, which isn't too bad. I'm not so sure what the recommendation is for me personally, but I think I'm doing good there. I only drink water, and I rarely drink alcohol, only on special occasions or when hanging out with friends or something like that. Despite this massive collection, you see. But one of the things that I've been actively avoiding too is caffeine. And well, the thing about coffee is there's plenty of caffeine in that. Also, kind of have been avoiding coffee liqueurs as well. This is Kahlua, the one of the best coffee liqueurs out there, the original coffee liqueur. Speaking of, I do want to get a thing of Mr. Black, which is another Australian coffee bev-based alcohol. I'm not so sure if it's a liqueur or not, uh, but it is some really good stuff, and I've been actively avoiding it for good reason. Because one, I'm not so sure if it has caffeine in it. Should probably check that. But hey, that's that's for another day. Um, yeah, it's been weird just being off of I don't drink tea. It's one of the things I actively avoid, and it's been getting to me recently. Like sometimes I just want to smell and taste that intoxicating coffee aroma, and sometimes it's overpowering, the scent. I understand why people will drink decaf if they avoid caffeine. I used to be a fond believer and believe in that decaf is not it shouldn't exist, but now I kind of get it. You want that bitter, dark, roasted flavor, and you don't want caffeine. And as somebody who hasn't really had caffeine in the past forever, it's different. Well, I do, use Coke or sodas as mixers on occasion when I'm out and about. Typically, I'll have it with one of these, and that's my like, okay, if it has a single drop of alcohol in it, I'll drink it. That's my like, I'll have this as a treat kind of thing. So typically it'll be like a rum and coke or whatever. Whatever you mix with some of these, I'm sure like nothing you really mix with coke here. I can only think of maybe Hennessy, which is right here, and even then it's like Henny is not great. uh, but yeah, it's different, and thinking about maybe changing that next year. We'll see. I could probably like for past couple of days I've just been thinking about uh like black teas like Earl Grey or oolong or things like that. Maybe like the occasional green tea. And I know like the thing is like teas are like 99.9% water most of the time, so wouldn't be too big of a deal, but it's still like trying to change something that you've been actively committed to for almost 3 years. It's rough. And while I still will be drinking water pretty much all the time, you know, like a nice cup of, well, a nice hot beverage to start off your day might not be the worst idea. Either way, probably not going to happen this year, so we'll just take it from there. For now, however, that's what I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow, and until then, later.